Okay, are we rolling? Yes, the numbers are rolling. All right, once again, you are here with Big Al Norum, the bombastic and bodacious mouth of the South from Beauregard, Alabama. And here today, you notice the hat, we're here today to talk to you about the UGMMHL, the User's Guide and Maintenance Manual to Human Life, this here little book. And we're here to see if there ain't something in there for you. All right, now we've got those other tracks out there. If you want to check it out, we've got Big Al's opinion on anything and everything. You never can tell what's going to show up there. You got Big Al's opinion on information technology. That's to get you up to speed on all those little computer doodads out there. You got Big Al's opinion on the NIPAs, the New Independence Party, where we're trying to get Sarah Palin and Herman Cain elected as president and vice president, respectively, of the United States of America. And then we've got this here track, the UGMMHL. That's where we're going to talk about my little book. See, I tried to write this little book a year or so back about, you know, some folks have a little problem with this book here. They call it the Holy Bible. Now, I don't know whether God authorized that or not. He authorized all the words that's in it, but whether he authorized them to call it the Holy Bible or not, I'm not sure. Sounds like his plan has holes in it to me if you do it that way, and that doesn't sound good. So we decided, since we love information technology here in the New Independence Party, and information technology is a big part of our lives. Most of you understand that a user's guide to a computer tells you how to operate it effectively and efficiently, and that a maintenance manual tells you how to fix it when it breaks. And so you'll understand that this book does the same thing for human life. It tells you how to operate it efficiently and effectively, and it tells you how to fix it when it's broke. And so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to try, but it's a little difficult to understand. It's like most of those manuals. Some of those user guides and maintenance manuals to computers are a little in-depth, a little deep, and so it takes a little somebody that's when you call up the help desk or something. So you could think of us here in the New Independence Party as the help desk for this little book, this little anthology. It's not really a book. It's an anthology. It's a bunch of books under one cover called an anthology. Alrighty, so let's get to it. See, I wrote this thing, and I tell you what, haven't been able to find anybody to print it for me. They keep talking, you know, they keep saying, editors say, well, the title's too long, and it won't fit, and you're going to have to change the way you punctuate things in the middle of it, or the way you capitalize things in the middle of a sentence, and the way you punctuate things and stuff like that. We're going to have to change this all up. And I go, well, bull crap on that. You ain't going to change my baby. This is my baby here, and you ain't going to bastardize it with your daggum stuff. See, some of those editors, they think if they piss on something, that it smells better to them, and therefore it'll smell better to everybody else, and I don't think that myself. I think it just stinks myself. And so I want to find an editor that'll go, smells pretty good to me, let's go with it. And but they may be a few little recommendations, and I'm always open to recommendations and that, as long as it doesn't bastardize my child, as long as it makes my child better and not bastardize it. You understand? And down the road, see, on one of these tracks here, pretty soon on that Anything and Everything, I'm going to talk about my 3 favorite authors, and one of them is Christopher Paolini, that write a little dragon series called the Inheritance series, and I'm going to ask him if he can't get his little editor that she sounded like the sweetest thing in the world, that was on his little CD on his last one, Brissinger, I think. And he talked to her, and she sounded like the sweet. I don't think she tried to piss on my baby here. She tried to help me out to make it better, I'm pretty sure. And if I could get together with her, I'm sure it would help out. And I'm going to ask him that in a later track. But I'm getting off track here. Let me get on to my book. Now, I'm going to skip past my autobiography because it just bore you to tears. I'll tell you that right now. And I'm going to skip past the introduction. I'm going to go to the disclaimer, though. I'm going to tell you the disclaimer so that you understand that before I get right into the meat of it, all right? So let's go with the disclaimer here. And, of course, normally I just work from notes. I speak extemporaneously. That means kind of off the top of your head with just a note or two. But this I'm actually going to read, and I've already scribbled it up, you know, and made changes to it and everything. So it may take me a little while to get through it, but if you stick with me, I'll tell you it'll be worth it. Okay, all right, here we go. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. And this is the disclaimer. I apologize in advance for writing this book in, as my wife would put it, my smart-ass, know-it-all male computer programmer mode. See, actually, I'm not a computer programmer anymore. Used to be, but now I'm a computer network manager, and so that's not really accurate, so we won't have to change that now. Even though I am, there I did it. Even though I am not a computer programmer anymore, I'm a computer network administrator, but I am still a smart-ass know-it-all. Yes, because I consider smart-ass to mean supremely self-confident, and know-it-all to mean wise, witty, and humorous. There we go. So anyway, you understand that now. Okay, I will try not to be preachy. Now, although I do have a few unusual yet rock-solid beliefs, and I will try to stay on point, although I do tend to ramble at times if I don't watch myself. I will not, however, apologize for the rather unique manner in which I use capitalization. You can't see that here. I mean, but anyway, it is my personal way of adding spice and flavor to my prose, as some do with poetry. Okay, so anyway, let's go on here. This is a disclaimer now, so this is to tell you what you're actually going to get. You know, I am not a highly educated individual, just a common Joe. My grandpa always used to say, God must surely love the common folks because he makes a doggone many of us. And that's true, ain't it? I did, however, graduate valedictorian from my high school, and I hold an associate degree in computer science information technology from the Community College of the Air Force with a 4.0 average. But I don't claim that gives me a leg up on Bible doctrine analysis. I do have a rather unique way of looking at things, and a knack for making them more easily understood to the common Joe. You just ask any of my customers if I don't know a thing or two about a thing or two and can explain it in a way that makes sense to them. You just see if I don't. My years as a supervisor in the Air Force afforded me the opportunity to train airmen in many different levels of intelligence. Some of them was dumb as dirt and some of them was smarter than me. Anyway, and I developed the confidence to tell it like it is. Okay. And speaking of telling it like it is, remember this is a disclaimer. I also cannot fail to give credit where credit is due. Some of you readers may find that many, though definitely not all, of the concepts expounded in this book are due to my indoctrination via a cassette tape ministry in the teachings of, and I can't tell you his name because I wrote to his son asking whether I could mention his name, and he said I couldn't. But I read that over very carefully, and let me tell you, folks, do not leave this old man a loophole, because I drive a truck through it. I tell you, I will. So here's the way we're going to change this up and get it out there to you. Due to my teachings from my pastor teacher, the father of Robert B. Thiem the third. The third. You know how I like trinities and things in threes. Robert B. Thiem the third. Now, if he didn't say I couldn't remember his grandpa's name, Robert B. Thiem, he did say I couldn't mention his father's name, but if his grandpa's name is Robert B. Thiem and his name is Robert B. Thiem the third, if you happen to figure out what his father's name is, I can't be held responsible for that, can I? All right, so like I say, you don't leave me a loophole, I'll drive a truck through it, I tell you right now. But this is out of Houston, Texas. Now the father of Robert B. Thiem III has knowledge of the original languages of the Scripture. That's the Hebrew and Aramaic in the Old Testament and the Koine Greek in the New. And he is much better than I at translating the Scriptures from those original languages, because I don't know a damn thing about it. All I know is what he told me. And I read the book in English myself, and it made sense to me. Now, a lot of you folks out there, you read that book, that User's Guide and Maintenance Manual to Human Life, and you find out it don't make sense to you. It's usually because there's something a little wrong with the English translation. It's confusing, it's ambiguous, all that kind of stuff. Well, he clears it up for you. If you want to know the differences between what I tell you and what he tells you, then you're going to have to go out to his website and get his stuff. You know, you're going to have to get the stuff of the father of Robert B. Thiem III. He's the one that knows all that good stuff, not me. I just try to put it out there in a way that you can understand it maybe a little better. All right. I cannot hope to compete with him in this aspect. There we go. However, I will do my best to do an acceptable job interpreting the Scriptures as already translated into English in the King James Version of the Holy Bible, which I have rebranded, we in the New Independence Party have rebranded as the User's Guide and Maintenance Manual to a Human Life, and add a little humor as well. Okay, that's the disclaimer. We're done with that. We're going to move right on to the meat of it. Oh, no, we can't. That's all we can do for this time. We'll move on to the meat the next time. We will begin with what is called Section 4, Content A, Chapter 1, In the Beginning, God. That's where we're going to start next time. Y'all come back. Bye-bye for now. Y'all take care of each other out there. Don't be doing too much fussing and feuding. Be kind to each other. And above it all, God bless America. Thank you. Bye-bye.